When most people think of stand-up comedians, they think of Michael McIntyre, Jimmy Carr, or Jerry Seinfeld. Huge megastars. But where did they start, and how did they become so successful? This is how you can become a stand-up comedian. So, how do you actually start being a comedian? Now, the first step is to write 5 minutes of material. Now, the key tips for this are, don't steal other people's jokes, everyone will know and you'll look like a knob, and try to write jokes that an audience of people that have never met you will find funny. Like, sometimes you see people going on stage with jokes, but the jokes don't come with any context. Like, oh my god guys, can you believe it? I went kayaking again. Classic me. Like, how the fuck are we supposed to know that? Right, so provide context for your jokes. Now, after you've written and rehearsed your 5 minutes of pure comedy gold, which is more like mildly amusing tungsten. That phrase won't catch on. But once you've got your 5 minutes, you'll need to find an open mic night to perform at. Now, open mic means that anyone can get a spot, and you usually sign up on the night. And most acts will be beginners, and most will be shit. So don't panic, no one's expecting you to be good. Try to find an open mic that's close to you and try your jokes. And a good way to do this in the beginning is to look for comedy events on Facebook in your area. And once you've met a few people there, they'll tell you about other comedy nights that are happening around you, and you can go from there. Now, the next step is you want to perform your first set. Now, at the night, you'll probably be shitting yourself by the time your name gets called and you go on stage, but you'll get used to that feeling. It never really goes away, but you get used to it enough to be able to not stutter your way through 5 minutes of panic. Unless you've already got a stutter, in which case it's just the panic that'll stop. Also, remember to record yourself, otherwise you won't remember which jokes worked. I like to use a handheld recorder, because I live in the 1970s. Why do people still use those? Just use the voice recorder on your phone. Next step, you want to listen back to your recording the next day or the same night, and mark down which jokes worked. And do those jokes again at your next open mic. Also mark down the jokes that didn't work, and try to improve them or make them funnier. Or just scrap them if they're shit. Also, you want to write more material and get to 5 minutes again and go to your next open mic. Now, once you repeat this process enough times, you get to 10 minutes of material that makes people laugh consistently, and at that point you can start applying for open spots. Now, an open spot is usually a 10-minute spot on a pro bill, which means that other comedians will be getting paid and people will be paying to watch, so make sure that you're ready. And it's better to do a few more open mics before, just to make sure your 10 minutes are solid. Now, keep writing material and going to open mics in the meantime. Also, most places will want a 5-minute video clip of your set before they give you an open spot, so make sure to get a video and post it to YouTube. Now, once you have 20 minutes of solid material, you can start to apply for middle spots. Now, these spots are usually 15 or 20-minute paid spots on a pro bill. Also, keep writing new material and going to open mics. And once you have 20 minutes of solid material and you've middled a few times, you can start opening. Now, this means you'll be the first comedian to come on after the MC. Now, opening is considered to be more difficult as the crowd isn't fully warmed up yet. Was that just what people with shit material say? No, oh, the crowd's unresponsive. Of course it is, you've tried converting an audience member to Scientology for the past 10 minutes. Joke at the end would have helped. Now, you can start headlining or closing once you have 30 to 40 minutes of material, and this is usually the highest paid comic on the bill, and they go on last to a hopefully warm audience. Now, the next step is an ongoing step, and it is to meet lots of people. Now, getting to know other comedians in the local comedy scene is very important, because that's the way you'll find out about other gigs and spots, and you'll get spots mainly through people you meet at gigs, so make sure you introduce yourself to everyone and ask if they know of other gigs happening. Also, some of the people you meet might already be or could soon be running their own comedy nights. Now, the next step is an optional step, and it's to enter competitions. Now, the UK and America and most other comedy circuits have competitions running, where you usually only need 5 or 7 minutes of material to enter, and this can give you a boost and get you quite a few gigs if you can get to a final. Lots of big names in British comedy have done competitions early on to get exposure, so do it if you don't mind your soul being crushed by losing to Johnny's 5 minutes of hilarious songs about sex. No offense to any musical comedians. I'm sure your song about sex is different. Now, if you follow these steps, you should be able to become a comedian. And if you liked the video, please leave a like. And equally, if you dislike the video, please leave and don't come back. I'm joking. Please come back.